Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about high interest savings accounts. I know there's been a lot of articles and videos online about these accounts, the crazy rates they're offering, but I want to just dig in and tell you guys a little bit about some things that you do want to pay attention to before signing up for these accounts and when you're shopping to see exactly which one is right for you. High interest savings accounts have been a hot topic of discussion in the past few years, 2018, 2019. Some companies online were offering insane interest rates on these accounts, up to 3% or more. And a lot of us, for example, remember that Robinhood tried to open a savings account offering 3% interest back in 2018. That did not go as planned. But since then, rates have fallen dramatically, and these competitive online savings accounts are now sitting at around 1.7 interest rate APY as of this video, February 2020. Now, although this is significantly higher than the average traditional accounts found by your larger banks, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, it's definitely a step down from what we were at just a couple years ago. A couple years ago, throw some extra cash into an online account, 2.5 to 3%. Not too bad, but today you want to definitely make sure that your money is in the right place and you're getting the most that you can out of these accounts. Usually, if a bank is offering these higher amounts, they are charging fees that you definitely don't want to pay, which will take a hit on anything that you might earn from these accounts. So here are some things to watch out when opening a high interest savings account online in 2020. First thing, there are any minimum deposit requirements or balance requirements on the account. We've seen a lot about a new account that CIT is offering. They're offering 1.75% interest, but these accounts must carry a balance of at least $25,000 or a minimum $100 deposit per month. Now, the interest rate will change if these requirements are not met on a monthly basis and adjusted accordingly. Most accounts out there, Barclays, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, will offer close to that amount, 1.7, 1.65%, without minimum requirements. So you just want to make sure that you're checking to see if there are any requirements that you have to meet, or else you won't be able to earn that full advertised amount. And I do want to note there is a small difference between minimum deposit amounts and minimum balance amount. These will vary by bank, so you just want to check and make sure that you're meeting those requirements. Number two, minimum deposits that will earn interest, or maximum deposits that will earn interest. For example, T-Mobile made headlines last year offering a 4% interest rate account. 4%, those were attention-grabbing, news-grabbing headlines. But if you dig a little deeper, look at the fine print, you will soon realize that this 4% only applies to the first $3,000 in your account, and it will drop to 1% for any money held in the account above $3,000. And to make matters even worse, you also have to have a $200 minimum monthly deposit in order to earn that 4%. So if you're going in saying like, sure, 4% sounds great, I'll put $3,000 in there, get that 4%, but you have to deposit $200 every month just to keep the 4%. So that comes out to a couple $1,000s a year extra that you're only earning 1% on. And on the other hand, if you're not maxing it out right at the bat, then you're only going to earn interest on like $1,000, 4%, and then $200 every month. You'll get 4%, but you'll eventually hit that $3,000 in no time and bounce back down to 1%. So be on the lookout for any maximum limits. Another example, Redneck Bank offering 2.25% interest, which is about half point plus higher than the normal average. But if you look deeper, this only applies to your first $10,000 of deposits, and anything after that, it'll drop down to half a percentage point. Another thing that I do want to highlight about Redneck Bank is that you must make 10 debit card transactions per month in order to earn that 2.25%. Now this is a lot of transactions made on your debit card. I went ahead and looked at how many transactions I had last month. It was in the 30 to 40 range. So this is around a third of your monthly credit card uses. One downside of this is that if you're using your debit card from Redneck Bank, you're not gonna be gaining any miles or points on those lucrative, awesome reward credit cards that everyone loves to talk about. Chase Sapphire, Amex, Discover It Cash Card, Citibank Double Rewards. All these points, miles, money, cash back that you're not getting because you're using your debit card instead. Number 3, these interest rates can change at any time. I mentioned before that we're high to 3% just a couple years ago, and they have dropped down significantly since then. With the rates where they are, you do have to be mindful and be on the lookout for any rate changes. The good thing is in this industry, online banks are pretty competitive, so if one increases their rates, most likely other competitors will raise their rates as well to try to maintain customers. On the other hand, if the rates do drop, other banks will likely drop their rates as well just due to any market economic conditions. I do want to note that be careful of any banks offering what seems to be a little bit too high of a rate, and see if there's a time limit on that. It might be just an introductory for the first 6 months, 3 months, first year, and then it'll change. So just be on the lookout for any rate changes that could apply to your account. And the fourth thing to look out for, fees and other limitations on your account. Monthly maintenance fees, service charges, charges for cashier's checks, wire transfers. A lot of money market accounts will usually have a monthly transaction limit, so if you're going above that limit, they will charge you per transaction. And also other limitations is that since a lot of these high interest savings accounts are online by online banks, there's generally no physical locations available. So if that is something that's important to you, you might want to look elsewhere. And since they are online, they rely heavily on the websites and apps. So if this is something you want to deal with, that might be something to keep watch out for as well. But generally, I do find that these banks know that they're an online service, so their apps and websites are usually pretty easy to use and feature rich. Just want to conclude this video by saying, make sure you're doing your research before you're opening accounts. There's a lot of options out there, a lot of websites, a lot of videos for you to see what's out there, look at the different requirements. Just want to keep that in the back of your mind when you're seeing those crazy rates. You want to make sure you're able to get that rate and know if there are any limitations that apply. Now you can earn higher rates, but these will come at a cost. So you want to kind of balance out the costs. If you really want to use that bank debit card 10 times a month, or you only want to earn that high interest rate on your first $3,000, $10,000, depending on how much money you have, what you want to do with that money, if you need access to the money, I do want to say that since these rates have been cut drastically from just a couple years ago, there might be alternative options for you out there, CDs and other investment vehicles that you can put your money in and could be making a little bit higher interest on. But that's all I have for you today. Quick 4 steps, couple tips on what to look out for when shopping for online high interest savings accounts. If you have any comments or any suggestions, let me know down below. I know there's a lot of accounts out there, so if you're confused on anything, let me know. I'll take a look. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. But thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like if this video was useful. Stay subscribed if you want to see future tips, finance, insurance videos. But thanks so much for watching. Peace out.